Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Broad law review. Here we go. Another doozy of a woman. This is out of Tennessee. I'll say her name because she's been convicted and sentenced. Her name is Kathleen Caraballo, if I say that correct, I hope. She's age 48 and she's out of Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Her sentence, by the way, for what we're about to talk about is 37 months in federal prison and to pay over $575,000 in restitution. Apparently, she pled guilty to federal wire fraud, healthcare fraud, and false statement charges. Her crime stemmed from a long-running identity theft scheme through which she used a stolen identity to apply for and to obtain government benefits from two programs, both Social Security and Medicare. Let's see. They're patting themselves on the back in this one section, so I'm going to skip over that. Apparently, court documents show that she fraudulently obtained a state-issued driver's license using a victim's name and information, but with her own picture. She then held herself out as that victim herself in 2009. So we're going back a lot of years now. We're in 2024, so that's 15 years ago. Caraballo submitted forms to the SSA purporting to be the victim and began receiving Social Security disability benefits in the victim's name. After receiving those benefits for a year, she was then approved to receive Medicare benefits, and Medicare began paying her health care expenses based on her false claims. Now, this is interesting. This is me, separate and aside. Did Caraballo file for SSD? I mean, it sounds like she did under this other person's name, which would tell me that is she going to the doctors under this person's name, pretending to be this other person, and then using her own medical condition, which possibly was disabling? So why not use your own name? I don't know. Or something else. For more than a decade, she received SSDI payments and Medicare paid health expenses, which she was not entitled to, of course. Her identity theft scheme came to light in 2019 when the victim attempted to apply for government benefits under her own name. Oh, good Lord. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know, I will say this. We've been talking about accessing some of the basics of your Social Security file at ssa.gov. That's been the way it's been for several years now, since we started to be able to do that with technology in this century. And it is changing in like a month and a half or so. Well, in September, where you can't get it that way anymore. There's a new online way to access your account. And remember, that was login.gov or id.me. And if you don't sign up with one of those, you'll be out of luck and won't be able to access. I will say, and I don't like, I have mixed emotions on all that stuff, but being able to check your account, if this victim, the real lady, had perhaps gone in and looked at what's in her file, there would have been a benefits letter in there saying, this is what you got this year, this year, and this year. And she would have seen that something was coming out as a benefit and being paid somewhere. So there is something to be said for having access. I'll give kudos there to your SSA file. And you know, I haven't made the switch to login.gov yet. That's probably the one I'm going to try to use. I'm going to do it. I'm just a procrastinator, like many of you might be. But yeah, that's something to really take note of. I think I'm going to check that when I get in there, and hopefully I'll get in there before September. I don't usually check my ssa.gov because, and this is stupid for this very reason, because I'm not collecting. I do periodically every several years go in and see if my income is showing up, because that is what is going to be basing my benefit amount on later. So I want everything to be there that I've paid in on. And it also will determine whether I have enough credits. Now, I know I have enough credits. I'm an old dog for Social Security retirement, because once you earn them, they don't go away, they don't expire. But SSD, you have to have recent work credits earned. So you have to have that income in the recent years. So you got to make sure the recent years either have you filed self-employment, tax returns if you're self-employed, in a sufficient amount to get your credits, or you're a W-2 employee. Either way. Okay. It says that going back to Ms. Caraballo, apparently when she was approached by the law enforcement investigator, she lied about her true identity, presented the investigators with the fraudulent documents in an attempt to mask the stolen identity, and signed a statement affirming that she was the victim. Following further investigation by law enforcement, she was confronted by agents and admitted to carrying out the fraud scheme for over a decade. As a result of the scheme, she had obtained over $152,000 in SSDI payments from the SSA, and Medicare made payments on her health care in the amount of over $422,000. As part of her plea agreement, she agreed to pay restitution of these amounts. So there we go with the restitution. Do you think she's got the money to pay it? Think she's going to earn it when she's in federal prison? I mean, she's 48. I don't know how they're ever going to get it from her, unless they literally take it from her if and when she has her own Social Security retirement. But I don't know that they do that beyond the person won't be able to support themselves, even if they did it to, they caused it with ill intention, bad, evil-mindedness. I don't know. I always, you never hear the report back. How much of that restitution was actually ever collected before that person went on to their maker? $422,000 is a lot of money. I just don't know how, unless she squirreled it away, which is unlikely. People steal it and they blow it, right? So I don't know. Any thoughts, guys? She got, what did we say, 37 months. So a hair over 3 years in federal prison. I suppose that's going to be very painful, perhaps in more ways than one. Oops. Watch the soap. But that restitution, is that ever actually going to happen? So the SSDI fund is short over $150,000 that our disabled people need. So that's where I get really ticked off. Where's it going to come from? I'm a taxpayer. Should I be footing it up for her? We already foot up quite a bit. Anyway, just a little vent on the end there, guys. I'll talk to you later. Pretty interesting though, huh? Tennessee. Bye now.